everyone. Today I'm coming on to share with you the cards that I put together for my Stampin' Up! October Paper Pumpkin Kit. The last video I did, I showed an unboxing of the actual kit. So I'm here to show you today the cards, the 9 cards that I put together. So if you're interested in seeing that, please do stay tuned. For those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Claudette with Miss Puff Creative Corner. So welcome everyone. So let's go ahead and let me show you the 9 cards that I created. So these are the cards that they give you instructions on how to put together. And I'm going to show you a variation of cards that I put together. All right, so let's go ahead and jump right into that. So I'm also partaking in Jill Norwood Saturday Morning Makes. So I'm going to go ahead and list her link in the description box below if you want to join in. And so these are the cards that I created. So now this is sort of like the card that they have. All right, and this is the one here that they had instructions on how to put together. I just add some trees down below here. You can't really see that much. And I have not designed the inside as yet, but this is that one that I created. Okay, so if you could see that. And also this is a variation of it. And this one here, I went ahead and embossed this, dry embossed that with an embossing folder, and they had some snowflakes that's embossed with that, and I also add some shimmer spray to that. I don't know if you could see that background. I also embossed this little cardstock layer here that has the Santa Claus sleigh silhouette there. I embossed that with some mountains. I don't know if you could see that. I did add the additional snowflake up here in this corner. So that's a little different than this card right here. All right. So then I also created this card, and they give you 3 different cardstock, and I used the brown cardstock. This is the crumb cake color here. So I add this to it, and I made a shaker card with this one. So I put, let me see if I could get that glare out of it. So I add the ho, 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 the little sentiment here, some snowflakes here. I heat emboss those snowflakes with some white embossing powder. And that's a shaker card. Okay, and these are envelopes. You get 3 envelopes to go with that. So the next set here, this is, as you could see right here in the instructions, this is the 1 card that they recommended to create. So I created it just like that one, similar to that one. The only thing, I put my green sentiment to the bottom instead of to the top, because I think the Santa Claus face kind of got in the way of the actual sentiment. So I just put that to the bottom. You could create these any way you would like. You don't even have to use their instructions and design with that. My daughter wasn't too much for the crumb cake color. She was saying it was kind of boring. But let me know what you think about it down in the comments below. So that's that one. And this is a variation that I did with this one. So with the layers that this layer that came on top, they have some white stitching that goes around it. So instead of using this layer like that, I flipped it over and I got this white layer. I heat emboss right here with some copper embossing powder, and I add some little gold pearls to the top of those flowers. And I add the Merry and this little blue tag to the back, and Christmas here on top of that. So that's my variation of that. Another variation I did was I add this little ribbon here with some tinsels they have on that ribbon, is what you call it. I add the word joy and the big star to the back. And I also add some little stickles right there to give it a little shimmer. And I add some sequins here, and I cut one of this snowflake in half, add one half, they add half here, and I stamp the sentiment down here. 'Tis the season to be jolly. And this is one of the envelopes that comes with it. And you get 3 of these envelopes that go with it. So now the last one I wanted to show is this one right here. So this is how I created that with the same design. And then with this variation here, instead of using the brown crumb cake cardstock, I used the light blue cardstock. And I also add some stickles, little dots there, and those cut out. So I don't know if you could see the little shimmer. I add some stickles there. And same thing, I just add the Christmas there, and the Santa Claus. I just switched it up to add a little color to that one. So this is the original, and then I use that to add some variation. Now I did this one right here, and I add that little smaller layer. I add some pearls to it. I did cut some white cardstock and out of my stash and add that to the back of it. I used some white embossing powder here, and I did holly jolly up there, and I did the Christmas down here. And then like I said, I just add some white pearls to it. My daughter wasn't a fan of this one because she said it's too bland. All right, and this is the envelopes that go with this. Okay, and so those are my share with you guys today. And the greatest thing about when everything is said and done, let me bring those back in, is that after you finish with your kit, so when everything is said and done, after you finish with your kit, I think one of the greatest thing is you get a stamp set to use for future projects, as well as you get a little stamping spot, okay, an ink spot. And I usually, if I have my bigger one, I usually use my bigger one instead of the smaller one, and I just keep these. And these are nice if you have a stamping tool, like the Stamparatus, to use, because it's much smaller. You don't get ink all over. I like it for that. So you get that. And this is especially nice for beginner stampers. So next month kit for November is going to be tags to match these cards. These are the stuff that I have left over. I could make future projects with that. And again, I have my stamp set and my ink spot if I choose to use that later on. So if you guys got any creative value from today's video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, you like what you see, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, as well as the bell icon so you can be notified when I upload my latest video. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is Claudette, and I'll catch you guys on my next video.